that be like, when I grow up, I want to buy this and I want to do this and I want to do that, and they don't understand the responsibilities that come with it. You know, you be like, when I get older, I'm gonna get me a house, I'm gonna get me a car, but you should better talk to your, and this age is age appropriate for everything, but you should better talk to your kids about paying bills correctly. Not you working to pay your bills, but you working and paying your bills so you'll be better off. Because it's a responsibility. It has to happen. You know, if you're going to buy a car, make sure you get insurance. You know, try to get full coverage. It should just be conversations that white people are not telling you not to educate your kids about. Or the man or whatever. I get so frustrated talking to people because it be like, the white man did this and the white man did that. I'm like, man, like, even if somebody come to you today and be like, I'm going to give you reparations, you might go buy a silly ass chain or something, or you going to go back and give your money to the so-called white man. You can still, you in the Gucci, Louis store. And for the people that don't apply to, like I say, it's not for everybody. But it is a lot of people that you see on the internet or even in my everyday life just talk about what somebody's taking away from them, and it's like they forget about the power that they have to control their own life. Like I hear people say when they do good stuff like become a doctor or a lawyer, they say, I'm living my ancestors' wildest dream. And I get it, they probably are, but I laugh because I'm like, so many of our ancestors were born slaves and died slaves. My ancestors' wildest dream, you go far enough back, was to just be free. To just be able to do what the hell they wanted to do. So just us being able to get up in our own house or apartment, tent, you're a bum waking up outside. Your ancestors' wildest dream, you go far enough back, was to just be free. Everything else is a bonus. To work for pay and not food. To have something to bring home to their families. And I always laugh because if you look back in the day, we had so many, I guess, how can I say it, like black communities that thrived. It wasn't taboo to see a family together. You know, even though it was a stereotype where the mom had to stay at home, take care of the kids, or, you know, the husband went out and made the money. It's plenty of communities all over the world, used to be, that was predominantly black, and it was something to be proud of. People own cabs and stores. Now we got kids looking up to rappers and drug dealers. And now it's the hood. The hood it's not even a neighborhood no more, it's just the hood. And you don't even want your kids really growing up there, because what? I hate when people put valuable lessons and they attach them to the hood, like, I'm tough because I grew up in the hood. Your parents couldn't have gave you a better life and made you just as tough outside of the hood? They could have. What the hood give you when little kids are getting killed? Anybody getting killed because we weren't taught to disagree. So you gotta make somebody, excuse me, you gotta make somebody feel you by taking their life. And when you could beef about a neighborhood where your mama probably just pay rent, or your father, whatever, your grandparents, we getting out of, we outside of the generation. It's not just my generation. I'm 25 years old. It's not just my generation that's not passing down stuff. It used to be, this is grandmama house. Our grandparents own things. Where did the breakdown come down where your parents and stuff are not owning houses? They don't have nothing to pass you down. Now, like I say, I'm not talking down on my race by no means. Like, I'm an African American woman. That's what people go see me first before they know any of my accolades. I'm not talking down on it by no means. I'm just saying there's so much stuff that we don't do for our own community. And we forget the power that we have to make stuff different. If you are reduced to claiming a block or a hood, Like, I'm from Texas. You're going to hear hoods. You're going to hear, you know, Pleasant Grove and North Dallas and Oak Cliff and all this. If your child know where hood they from, like, you feeling. And this is why I feel that way, because it doesn't matter. Especially if you don't own not a thing there. I mean, if you still paying on your car note that could be repoed tomorrow, you own nothing there. But your child will grow up listening to some rapper, some drug dealer, and say, I'm from Oak Cliff, and if you from South Dallas or West Dallas or whatever, I could kill you just for not being where I'm at. And it gets sillier than that. I'm from this side of Oak Cliff, you from that side of Oak Cliff. I'm not finna die where my parents happen to birth me at. What I look like? That brings me to my next point. Don't teach your children that the system is screwed up. And teach them how to work around it. But don't teach them how to navigate into it. Because the system is messed up. But do your children know how to vote? Do your children know that they can control the people who send them to jail? And it's messed up and it's crazy as it sounds from how we grew up. And like I say, we, hood, urban community, whatever you want to call it. Do your kids know that they could be a person that could send someone to jail? And it's bad. It's like, why would I want to be a cop? They kill people. Why do I want to be a judge? They take people away from their family. It's life. At this point, ain't nobody innocent. But if you be a judge, or you teach your children to be the judge, you can try to help somebody's sentence not be as bad. Or you be a prosecutor. Or how about teaching our kids that people gonna have to go to jail? Put it in their mind to open up a prison or a jail that's actually built for rehabilitation. Because nowadays jails are not built for rehabilitation. They're set up to put a bunch of people that they quote unquote act the same or just sit their time out. It's like a zoo. I'm gonna put lions and tigers and bears and all this together in the same cage. I'm not trying to make them not act like themselves. I'm just removing them from the regular population. It doesn't have to be like that. It's jails all over the world that's actually a rehabilitation facility. But if we teach our kids, our community, to hate it, it's not gonna stop people from going to jail. It's not stopping people from getting in trouble. It's not stopping police from killing people. The world still goes spin whether you like the way the rules get played or not. So let's teach our kids that it's okay to be lawyers and it's okay to be judges and prosecutors. The job is not what's bad. The people who are doing it, we have some bad apples that are doing it. So teach them it's okay. If your child want a gun to play cops and robbers, don't blame that on white people. They didn't do that. It's plenty of all types of backgrounds teach their kids how to hunt at a young age, and they not trying to kill nobody. You know, they taught to kill animals or shoot at targets. Guns gonna be around, and if you like playing with guns, okay, you can teach your kids a safe way to play with guns. I know plenty of 3 and 4-year-olds who go hunting with their fathers. But then that's silly. Then we say that's white folk stuff. But what's wrong with that? Because your child want to pick up a gun and play cops and robbers, and people don't even want to be the police no more. They want to be the bad guy. White man didn't do that to your child. I just feel like we have to put the power back. It's not even been taken from us. I feel like sometimes in the African American community, we like the circus elephant. And if y'all don't know about the circus elephant, A circus elephant is trained with chains on. And they train them since they're children. So whatever age, they go put them in a circus to perform. And they have these chains on their feet. And when they take the chains off, the elephant doesn't even realize that the chains are off. So he listens to everything that the little circus runner is telling him, because he still feel like he chained. And I feel like sometimes as the African American community, that's how we feel, that we still have these chains on us, and we don't. We've been free. And don't get me wrong, like, it's not going to be perfect. And I feel like people always miss the point of, and this is what they teach us in school. I'm not trying to debate about it or nothing. I mean, you could leave comments, but because from what they teach us in school, some people came from Britain and they almost raped out, excuse me, they almost wiped out a whole, the Native Americans, and they didn't want to listen to whatever they had going on in Britain. And I'm paraphrasing it. So they came to America, stole, not just